Sackle, fight, 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 fight. No Vikings run out the score. You hear us yell for more. V-I-K-I-N-G-S. Skol Vikings, let's go.
And you blew it! You blew it!
Viking Nation, prepare to enter Valhalla with the most entertaining podcast of the Minnesota Vikings. And now, Odin's Den with A-Train and the Hammer.
Hi, this is legendary coach Bart Grant, thanking you for listening to this podcast. Thor's bedroom. Odin's Den. Oh, Odin's Den. You're listening to Odin's Den. And don't forget my rummage sale coming up.
Oh, baby, we're back. And I don't know why I was so excited to say that. Well, I'm excited to be back on the Podcart. We are now week to week. Welcome back to Odin's Den. But it was a sad day in Vikings history. But here we are, regardless, with episode, 111. And who else is in the studio with me? I'm already drunk.
Hey, Train, how the hell are you?
I'm pretty good now that I've got a 5:30 drink in my hand after that debacle of sports we watched all day.
What is that you got there, Scotch?
This is a little bit of whiskey with some Pepsi.
Whiskey and Pepsi? Okay.
Yeah, whiskey and Pepsi. What do you got over there? Some vodka?
I got a glass of water.
Wow. Water, what an asshole. Little blue dolphin for the lady. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Odin's Den.
Yeah, take a nice sip.
I'll take a nice sip, and I'm going to end up like Brockmire here in a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so welcome to Odin's Den. I'm A-Train, that's the Hammer. We're back. We're week to week. Football is back. Vikings football is back. And what a fucking embarrassing and disappointing first game. But you know what? You try to keep the faith. It's all about the faith.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
I'm sure all the Kirk Cousins haters are going to crawl back out of their holes and start yapping their flappers again. But anyway, let's go ahead and try to make this episode short. Episode 111 of Odin's Den. We've done 111 of these, and I don't know how it happened. Okay, so welcome. Thank you for listening and tuning in. Of course, shout out as usual before we really get rolling to the Purple Pain forums. If you want to talk shit about Dirk Dozens, or talk about how all of our new corners got smoked like a fucking Salisbury steak on half their routes.
If there was ever a time to go to purplepainforums.com, like if there was ever a time you need to be around other Viking fans for moral support, etc., the Purple Pain Forums is the website you need to visit right now.
Or if you just want to,
we need to band together as Viking fans, support each other. This was a tough game to take.
Yeah, it really was. But yes, purplepainforums.com. Hammer is putting his hands in his face. purplepainforums.com. Go clack your keys over there. And, of course, also don't forget to check out Purple Territory Radio. You can find Odin's Den there, other good Vikings podcasts and content. And, of course, syncing to VikingsTerritory.com. I swear this is my first drink of the day. You've been with me all afternoon since 11:30.
I can vouch that is your first drink of the day.
I'm just having a good time. And a swig and a biz, ball one. Oh, shit, wrong sport. But yeah, so check out Vikings Territory. Actually, Wabi is back. With
the Vikings officially?
Nope. He is back in a capacity of, I think he's working with another company, but he's kind of teaming up with VikingsTerritory.com and Joe over there, the owner of Vikings Territory, who I've had the pleasure of speaking with about our little partnership of back and forth and having us on their radio network. And I think he's going to do just a little analysis. He's probably doing some sort of a little podcast, just something like that. But he's back in like an analyst capacity for his beloved Minnesota Vikings. I'm assuming he's still a fan. He worked with the company for like 15 years. But yeah.
Okay.
He's not back with anything associated with the official Vikings network, but he's back. And I've always liked Wabi. I still don't really know what happened or why he left so abruptly. I don't think he's talked about it. He released a statement, but it didn't have to do with, again, why he left, whatever it was, a year ago, roughly, or whatever it was. But
I don't really know much about the guy other than just the mail mag
Right. He's just an
segments he would
analyst.
do.
Yeah. Right. He was on a podcast. Him and PA were good buddies. They did the behind the lines. Yeah, he was just kind of another commentator, analyst, a semi-face of the Vikings media network, essentially, over there. He did a lot of that stuff, too, like on the YouTube channel and stuff like that.
Just another regular dude that's a big Viking fan and ended up getting a job in that capacity.
Yeah, I think he's kind of more of an analyst at first, kind of like a numbers guy. He's kind of like a nerdier kind of guy, you know? But yeah,
all right.
I've never minded him. I don't know. I've never met him. Maybe he's a bad person. I don't know. But he seems okay. Just from the goggles of the outside of the vacuum or whatever the fuck you want to say. He seems like an all right guy. But yeah, welcome back. But yeah, go check out VikingTerritory.com, PurpleTerritoryRadio.com, and of course the PurplePainForums.com. Go tell Funky Town we sent you, because we sent you over there. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some news.
Back from battle with a Vikings update.
The most depressing news, besides the loss today, if you're living under a rock, is that Danielle Hunter, or some like to call him improperly Danielle or Denial. Well, denial's a good word for what happened. He got put on the injured reserve, to everybody's dismay and disappointment. Very, very sad blow for the team. And, of course, Michael Pierce opting out. I'm pretty sure we talked about that on the last episode, mid-August. But, yes.
The Danielle Hunter news, that's new since
Correct.
our last episode.
Correct. That's like a week, within the last week, I want to say.
Yeah,
I told you about that like within the last 5 days, I think, yeah.
Yeah, making sure he's okay long-term is absolutely the right move.
Correct.
Having him on the field today, I don't think that would have won us the game.
No.
Just having Danielle out there, too. It would have helped. But I think we were going to lose this game anyway.
Yeah.
Michael Pierce being out, I think, was probably a bigger loss for this particular game.
Right. Agreed. And I think Danielle was a neck, you said?
It was a neck injury.
Okay.
Or a tweak, according to Zimmer.
Okay. I mean, it's... I know all about neck issues. I think I've got one myself. But yeah, it's they can be something else. But yeah, let's look at a few other things happened besides him going on the IR. We had a trade on August 30th. There's some transactions before August 30th of names that nobody will recognize. So let's go ahead and move into us trading our 2021 second round pick and a 2022 conditional fifth round pick to the Jaguars.
Let's hear the name.
For defensive end Yannick Ngakoue.
Yannick Ngakoue.
You
came very close your first try.
I feel like the end should just be silent and it should just be Ngakoue.
Yeah, it's not though.
God damn
you
it.
You got a lot closer
Yannick.
to pronouncing that right than I thought you would. I thought
Fuck
you were.
you.
Oh man, I was scared, but you almost got that the first try, A-Train.
Well, you know what?
Surprise, motherfucker.
I am.
Even I'll impress people every once in a while.
Kind of hoping this isn't just a 1-year rental with him, because he's going to be a free agent at the end of the year. I mean, giving up a second rounder for a 1-year rental is a little tough. But I do like the trade in and of itself.
Right.
Just second and a.
Right, we needed him.
Yeah, especially knowing that Danielle Hunter wasn't going to be playing.
Mm-hmm. Well, and we
that's a
didn't.
nice
I mean,
move to
that
make.
happened after. That technically happened after, but we
I
lost
think Zimmer
Griff.
Kind of knew.
We lost Griff.
I think Zimmer kind of knew Danielle wasn't going to be able to play for a while secretly. Publicly, he was just calling it a tweak, but
Right.
I think that
So this
was
has been
known.
going on for like 2 weeks then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, either way, and it's always a trial period when somebody comes over new if they're going to fit the system anyway.
If we can extend Ngakwe, I mean, we're going to have 2 great defensive ends,
Mhm.
pass rushing DEs for a long time. Under
It'll be like
contract.
Griff never left.
That will be very nice. Well, it
Right.
might be even an upgrade because Ngakwe's
He was getting
younger.
older.
And
Right.
Yeah, I think Ngakwe is the guy you'd rather have.
How dare you? 100% cheese free.
It is what it is.
I miss you, Griff. Yeah,
We do miss Griff.
Watching that game today was just fucking weird. There's so many. I mean, there's a lot of transactions across the league that's just like, he's where now? But seeing almost a completely different Vikings team in a lot of ways, as far as the defensive side of the ball, way more than the offensive side of the ball. It's just kind of, I mean, Everson Griffin has been a part of this team for how many years? So not seeing him out there, not seeing Rhodes out there. Curse, I was a fan of Curse up until the end there. You know, I mean, Diggs, not seeing him out there is kind of weird.
It was just a
It
strange
changes, man.
game overall. I mean,
Yeah, it changes.
Empty seats in the stands.
Yeah.
The piped in crowd noise was a little unsettling to me personally.
Watching it at home was kind of just, besides not seeing people in the seats and hearing that loud noise when we're on defense, kind of the same broadcast for the most part.
Now,
You don't hear
yeah.
as much of the fans from home all the time anyway, but in the stadium was probably fucking weird because it's 3rd and long and we're trying to make a defensive stop, and instead of the big TVs going stand the fuck up and everybody just going nuts, losing their voice, and you know all the players hear that like it's a fucking hurricane in their brain. It was probably just dead silence on a 3rd and long, or
I
on
think
a 3rd
in
down.
the post game show on the radio, there were a couple players that kind of
Right.
said they needed the fans today.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I don't know. You can
Don't
only
blame
go
it
so
on the
far with
fans.
that
Yeah, don't blame it on the
excuse.
fans. But
But I don't know. Maybe it made some difference.
like I said, if you can't win a football game without fans, you got bigger problems.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so yes, so we made that trade on August 30th. Then we placed Kenny Wilkes on
Willicus.
reserve injured list.
Yep.
We waived Tony Brooks James and Stacy Keeley and Jordan Fair and Anthony Zettel.
Yeah, none of those guys went to the practice squad either.
Yeah. And on September 5th, we waived a ton of people. Most of them probably aren't worth mentioning. Aviante Collins was in there, probably a name that people will recognize from the last couple of years, so I'll say that name.
Yeah, he's on the practice squad though.
Okay. Brett Jones is in that big
Ditto
list of
with him.
waivers. That's somebody that,
Yep.
man, bring him in, barely play him, now he's gone.
We
What
can
the
still
fuck, man?
we can still call him up to the 53,
Right.
Like with the practice squad rules and everything. So he's still with the team too.
Yeah. Let me move to the next day on the 6th. That's the claim. We claimed Ryan Connolly. We signed Jake Bargas, Blake Brandel, Jake Browning, Aviante Collins, Brandon Dillon, Mark Fields, Kyle Hinton, Alexander Hollins, Brett Jones, Blake Lynch, Nate Metters, Josh Metellus, and quarterback Nate Stanley.
Yeah, 2 quarterbacks on the practice squad. That's interesting.
Yeah, and it
They-
sounds like a
they
job
didn't
for.
see enough in practice from either of them to know which QB was better between Browning and Stanley.
I don't think that's a good thing.
Well, it might just be no preseason games too, and
Yeah,
I remember it's
Which
this
everybody's
whole COVID
loved.
thing is affecting everything.
pretty sure everybody loved no preseason, but yeah,
I miss the preseason games personally.
all the fans. The fans have been calling for fewer or none for a long time because you get them injuries, man.
Yeah,
It's
that's
great to
true.
see rookies play, though. It's great.
I love getting that first look at the rookies and seeing guys fighting for roster spots.
All right. So when we moved to September 8th, we signed linebacker Hardy Nickerson Jr., defensive tackle Albert Huggins, love the name, kicker Chase McLaughlin to the practice squad.
Yep.
Then on the 9th is the fateful day of placing Mr. Hunter on the injured reserve, and we placed Chase McLaughlin on the practice squad / protected.
Yeah, I think we
list.
protected him this first week.
Yeah. Okay.
Interesting.
And then just yesterday on September 12th, we signed Nate Metters to the active roster from the practice squad. Standard elevation linebacker Hardy Nickerson from practice squad to active roster. That's kind of weird that they word it like that. Standard elevation? That's kind of strange. Say you brought him up to the fucking active 53.
And this is around the time we extended Delvin Cook, right?
Correct. Yep. I believe just within, that was yesterday or the day before, that yes, the biggest news to come out of since the last podcast, the extension of the man, the legend himself, Delvin Cook. What were the details on that contract?
Well, it was 5 years for a total of $63 million. I don't know if the year-by-year details have been released yet.
Is that more than Kirk just got or less?
Oh no, that's way less than Kirk Cousins is making. I'm gonna.
I tried to forget about those initial Kirk Cousins numbers that everybody talked about for 2.5 years.
I mean Delvin Cook is averaging. Oh, what would 5 years 63 be on? That'd be a little over $12 million a year on average. Because Cousins was averaging $28 million a year the first contract he signed with us.
Right. But right now, Delvin's still just at the end of his rookie deal. Like this year is the last year of his rookie, right?
Yeah.
Like he's getting that rookie money this year?
Extended for 4 more years after this, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not finding any year-by-year breakdown of what the cap hits will be each year.
Yeah,
what
that's
the
fine.
base salary will be. But, yeah, 5 years, $63 million.
And I think every other Viking fan can agree that we're happy to have you for a while.
There are Viking fans that aren't happy about it because they're thinking we overpay. Well, my opinion is we did slightly overpay for Delvin Cook to get the deal done. I mean, he's making a little more than Derrick Henry is making with Tennessee.
Yeah, but is Derrick Henry a top 3 rusher in the NFL?
I'd say
year after year?
He's pretty close. Well, the thing is, Derrick Henry, he's stayed healthier than Delvin Cook has through his rookie deal. And, yeah, he's gotten more rushing yards because of it and everything. I'd say he is a little more proven because Delvin Cook still hasn't gotten through an entire season yet. Like,
You're right.
Getting injured.
You're right. You're right.
Contract-wise, I suppose I maybe would have gone the Derrick Henry contract as a measuring stick for it. I'm not sure if we slightly overpaid him. I would say 10 or 11 mil a year for Delvin sounds about right.
But
we gave him a little over 12 just to get it done.
You could nitpick that all day long.
It's not our money.
I also feel way better about locking in a really good new young running back than the Kirk Cousins deal.
All the fans that are angry about the Delvin Cook extension, that's one thing I think they are forgetting is that we won't have to spend an early round draft pick on a running back now for like 5 more years.
Right. And he is really good. Say all you want about business and
he's
strategy
a special back.
And this and that. He's a great back. Whatever, dude. I feel great about our whole running back core, and it's great to have him locked up. Worth the money. Kirk, that's still kind of up in the air if he's going to end up being worth all that money that we paid. But Delvin, good. Done deal. It's kind of AP Junior. Get him in there.
For their position, Delvin's contract might be a little more in line than Kirk Cousins' contract.
Right. That was overblown, and it still probably is overblown. I mean, it's not going to change as time goes on.
We probably did overpay Delvin a little, but we have a great running back locked up now. I do like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We need somebody to keep sticking it to those Packers.
Cram it up your cram hole, Floyd.
Maybe not this week.
Let's get this game over.
Maybe not this week, but later. But later, we do need somebody to give it to those Packers. All right. Yes, I think, is that it for the news?
Yeah,
I think that's about it for the news. Settle down over there. Jesus.
I hate this game.
You know, the only thing worse than losing to the Packers is Roger Goodell.
Goodell's a clown.
That is Barstool Sports president Dave Portnoy calling Goodell a clown, and I love his hatred. Our hatred for the Packers is similar to his hatred for Roger Goodell.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, if you haven't listened and you're hearing this on Tuesday and you haven't paid attention to if we won the Packer game or you didn't watch it, we didn't. We didn't win. It was, for some weird reason, Hammer texted me what my score prediction was for the score prediction before the game happened.
Well, we have to predict the score before the game starts. That's what we got to do. And I just
didn't even think about that game and that we needed to get my scores in.
Yeah, we didn't do that our last podcast episode, and we're doing our
because it was a month ago
battle because we're both fighting for that submarine sandwich. You won 2 years ago, or no, I won 2 years ago. You won last year.
Correct.
We got the rubber match this year.
I had the most epic comeback.
And Hammer is up 1-0 so far this season. I predicted the Vikings
I wouldn't be
would
happy
win.
about that with this game.
Well, I predicted the Vikings would win 27-20, and you predicted the Vikings would win 24-13.
I was a very hopeful home crowd. No, not
My
crowd.
score was closer. I took week one.
I was a hopeful home field advantage stomping. That was not the case.
This ended up being an ass kicking on the other side.
My first thought that this would be almost a higher scoring shootout, because I felt that both teams can fucking score almost, not at will, but we average putting up almost 30 points a game. We have for the last couple years. And obviously the Packers know how to fucking score a touchdown, unfortunately. My first thought was this might be a fucking shootout. I don't know in which favoring direction, but this might be a shootout. And I was like, no, we're at home. We're ready. We're rested. If we're going to hold them down a little bit, D's still going to show up a little bit. We're going to be okay on offense. We're going to hold them back. I was fucking dead wrong, dude. Dead wrong.
I was kind of thinking our D might have some struggles early. I mean, just a lot of new guys, and and we weren't 100% because we had Daniil out and had Pierce out and all that. I figured that would look more like a 27-20 type of Vikings win.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was wrong.
Yeah, we were all. Everybody was wrong. Everybody was hopeful. Everybody was like, "Yeah, let's grate some cheese." And yeah, we didn't grate any cheese.
Our D line just couldn't get any pass rush. We couldn't stop the run. They beat us in the trenches. And the Packers actually, they were down a right tackle. Their O line wasn't completely 100% either.
Well, they lost Clark during the game.
They lost Kenny Clark during the game, and Lane Taylor. Actually, they lost Lane Taylor during the game too. He hurt himself spiking Jaleel Johnson into the ground.
Ooh,
but
did I do that?
This was how disappointing was that our D line couldn't do anything.
Pretty disappointing. This was just playing in my head the whole time that I wanted to turn off the TV.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I mean, how else can you explain it but that?
Well, and I mean, the effort was there. I mean, shoot, we had that great that great goal line stand early in the game where we stopped them on 4th and goal.
That was in the first quarter. I feel like our best football was the first quarter.
Which is sad because they had the Packers had like a 7.5 minute drive right away.
Man, that time of possession was grody.
That was awful.
Gross. 6-18 at a certain point.
Yeah, it felt to me like that safety that Kirk Cousins took in the end zone, that was a big momentum swing.
We put up 24 points in the fourth quarter. It was 7-3-0 and then 24.
Well, garbage time.
Garbage time, 24 points, anybody?
Yeah, those points don't mean a whole lot. That was after the Packers called off the dogs and the game was out of reach already.
It's kind of funny. Like right out of the gate, in the first quarter, we held them to 1 field goal and 3 points. And then they put up 19 points. Then we yelled. Then Zimmer yelled at everybody. In the locker room at halftime, came out, held them to only 7 points to 1 TD. And then fourth quarter, then they put up another 14. I mean, come on. 43 points, 43-34. That's a shootout if I've ever seen one. I mean, a stupid shootout, but kind of a shootout. I mean, those are 34 points. You'd beat most teams on any given week, Well,
I'm going to try to find positives here. We're going to try to find
Well, who gets the
from this
who gets
game.
the who gets the golden toilet paper roll first?
I think I would personally give it to Eric Kendricks, probably.
What?
Oh, I thought we were
The
talking
golden toilet paper roll. That means wipe your butt with it, bro.
Oh, you're talking about the turd of the game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
If you can't pick the Packers, then who would you give it to?
Shouldn't that cheese be in your mouth, not on your head?
Let me think here. The guy that maybe had the worst game today. There's a few guys that.
Or you
come
give it to a
mind.
position, like our corners. I think I'd give it to our corner core today.
Holton Hill was getting beat by
Mike Hughes.
by
Mike
Devontae
Hughes.
Adams quite a bit.
Yeah.
Mike Hughes was getting beat all day. Dantzler didn't look all that bad. He got beat by just the tiniest of margins on that 45-yarder with Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Right.
But he was, I thought, out of all our corners today, the guy who covered the best was Dantzler. He looked okay, at least. Anthony Harris gave up a big pass, I suppose, too.
Don't you talk about the Ant-Man.
Well, yeah, if we're looking for bright spots, like guys that played good the whole game, Adam Thielen, he'd be one.
Thielen, yep. Thielen.
Eric Kendricks, I thought he looked pretty good the whole day.
Thielen had 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. How can you complain about that?
Well, and he even caught a couple of nice passes in the first quarter when the game was still
Yes.
competitive.
He was literally, yes, BC caught a couple, like 3 passes. Madison caught 4 for 4. Jefferson was 2 for 3, but the only person to put up any significant yards in a touchdown, Adam Thielen. What a shock. Fucking shocking, isn't it?
It might be that way for the first half of the season. I'm thinking it might take a little while for Justin Jefferson to find his feet and
Eric Wilson had a forced fumble.
start really contributing. He did?
NFL.com says Eric Wilson, FF1. He has a number 1 under his FF.
I don't remember what play that would have been.
Yeah, I don't either. Maybe it's when we turned the TV over to the Twins game because we wanted to fucking hang ourselves in the bathroom after watching that fucking Viking game.
The only plays we missed from this game were those 2 plays.
The Madison
Vikings
run
had.
and the Rudy catch.
The Madison run and the Rudolph catch. Because, my dad was pretty pissed after the Cousins pick, and then they got that touchdown right before the half. He switched it to the Twins game for a while.
Correct.
So me and myself and the A-Train, we didn't actually see that field goal right before the half. But I don't know.
Man, I mean, I guess I would give the fucking the shining spot award. I mean, how can you argue with Thielen?
Yeah,
I don't want to
we'll
just
give him.
I don't want to just default
not really
to
a
the
game ball, but he gets
Right.
our honorable mention. Well, who would you give the turd of the week to for this game?
Well, see, we could have a golden toilet paper roll, which means that you did the best out of the crap, and then we could have the bronze toilet paper roll, which means you did bad out of the crappy game.
Who gets that for you, do you think?
So the golden toilet paper roll goes to Adam Thielen. The
Okay.
bronze toilet paper roll goes to I don't know, man. I don't want to give it to Kirk Cousins, but
He definitely didn't have a good day.
no, he didn't. He did throw an interception, 2 TDs. He was 19 for 25, 259 yards, 2 TDs and a pick. That pick was fucking stupid.
You could see Cousins was rattled late in the second quarter there. I mean, he overthrew one play, and then the very next play he threw it behind Thielen, and the Packers
haven't
got a pick on it.
We haven't mentioned the O-line yet in this podcast, and I don't even want to say their name because they're not even fucking worth talking about because they're still garbage. But you know what? I think I might give it to the O-line because with a serviceable O-line.
The first drive, the O-line looked all right.
Yeah, because I remember commenting that, and then it went downhill. But with a serviceable, average O-line, that might have been a different game.
Well, here's what I would ask you on that. Would you blame the offensive line for a corner blitz that gets a safety in the end zone, because that was a corner. That was Jari Alexander, I believe.
Yes, that was Alexander.
Who
had no
I don't know
fucking
if I'd blame the offensive
protection
line for that.
Well, play calling.
Yeah.
Remember how bad the play calling was in this fucking game?
Yeah, they had that 4th and 3 where we dialed up a 40-yard bomb pass on 4th and 3. And on both sides of the ball, the play calling seemed to be a step behind the Packers all game.
Yeah, I give my bronze toilet paper roll to
to Zimmer or
Gary
to
Kubiak. Gary Kubiak / anybody calling mainly the offensive side of the ball.
Well, that actually
mainly the offensive side of the ball.
That seems pretty fair to me, because Zimmer at least has a lot of rookies that are starting, and it might just take some time for the defense to gel and everything.
Inexperience, man.
The play calling, I think that's fair. We'll give Kubiak the poop brown,
the bronze toilet paper roll.
All right,
the bronze toilet paper roll. No,
I'll agree to that.
Now I should make a graphic showing Gary Kubiak with a bronze toilet paper roll.
Okay,
and fucking
get some Photoshop.
Twitter it to him and be like, "Here's your shit, dude. Go back to Denver, you son of a bitch." No, I'm just kidding. Go Denver Mafia. All right, Kubiak and his son. Yippee. All right, those play calls fucking sucked on offense today. I think Hammer could do better with a Madden fucking PS4 controller in his hand. Anyway, Delvin Cook had 12 carries, 50 yards, and 2 TDs. Zippity-doo-dah.
Yeah, it's a 4.2 yards per carry. That's decent. When Delvin...
I'd rather look at Alexander Madison's 6 carries for 50 yards, averaging 8.3 a carry. I'd rather look at that stat. Wouldn't you?
Delvin did pretty good with the limited opportunities he had.
True. It wasn't just on him.
Is what got Delvin.
Play calls, bad O-line blocking, time of possession was fucking god-awful.
You fall behind, you got to throw it more.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't put this game on Delvin.
No, but I don't feel like it was his best day either.
It wasn't his worst day.
True.
He looked good.
Yeah.
He looked like Delvin.
He didn't look like somebody who just made a lot of money.
Well, I'm going to try not to get too caught up in the contract right now.
First game contract slump, anybody?
I'm just going to watch. I'm just going to watch him play for a while.
You heard it here first, folks. A-Train deems this the first game contract slump. Wah, 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 wah.
He had 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions.
What a fucking
all right, whatever.
Stinker of a game. Man, I should get that sound effect of that boat horn going.
I think Delvin played a better game than Kirk Cousins did.
You're right. Well, that doesn't take much. It doesn't fucking take much when you're a Statue of Liberty in the backfield.
No.
Yes. All right. Well, there's really no other stats worth mentioning. Let's go ahead and look at the...
It was just an ass kicking all around, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, let's just look at the team stats. I like to just look at the team stats quick, too, before we mosey. And mine aren't loading on NFL.com. That's nice. Anyway, yeah, you know what? Fuck it. We lost time of possession probably horribly.
It was worse than 2-1.
I don't even want to look at the stat, really. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a bitch. His mustache looks stupid.
He played a great game against us, though.
Yeah, he threw, 4 touchdowns?
A couple of those touchdowns, like that, like the one I was mentioning with Dantzler covering Valdez-Scantling, that was decent coverage.
Right.
He didn't get beat by much.
Oh, and let's talk about the Adams touchdown that might have actually not been a touchdown. Shall we talk about that?
Well, I couldn't tell.
From our angle, but it didn't feel like...
It looked like it might not have been. I couldn't tell if his right foot was down when he caught the ball or not.
It didn't look like it to me and your dad.
I couldn't tell. So I don't
open
know.
your eyes, bud.
Okay, maybe I missed something. I don't know.
Do a backflip.
That was a tough one to overturn.
All right.
But I don't know. If you think it should have been overturned, I won't argue. I couldn't tell.
It was a weird angle, and I hope they had more angles down to review and not what we see at home, because it was kind of fucking trash. But yeah, it felt like that out of anything might have been. I didn't question anything else that the referees really did in that game, except for that touchdown.
The referees, I thought,
might be up for debate.
They were fine. I thought.
Yeah,
this game
they were fine. Yeah, so we lost. The O-line sucks again. Kirk was again. That pick was inexcusable when he threw way to the left of Adam Thielen, right into the defender's hands. Inexcusable.
That was the second bad throw in a row.
Your throwing is garbage. Yeah. All right. Well, everybody, have faith.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this game anymore.
Have faith, everybody.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
And remember, if you ever see LaFleur in public, yell this at him.
Cram it up your cram hole, LaFleur.
And I'm sure he'll love it. He will love it. All right.
Fuck the Packers.
Every year we have to have one Fuck the Packers episode. FTP for life, baby. All right. We're in the beautiful new Odin's Den studios. We've got sound barrier shit on the walls and the Minneapolis Miracle and the stop
the
sign.
A-Train,
and
swanky, townhome or condo?
Yeah, it's a townhome, bro.
The
Yeah.
A-Train's swanky townhome.
Yeah, overlooking downtown Minneapolis. Yeah.
Not quite.
Right in the heart of Vikings territory. Yes. All right. Well, what do we got next?
The Colts are up next, I believe.
Yes, Sunday the 20th, we go to Indianapolis.
That's going to be a desperate team. They just lost to the Jaguars today. And it's a little scary because the Colts, they have a pretty good offensive line. They like to run the ball, too. I mean, they got Marlon Mack and Jonathan Taylor. And
we got ran on like a motherfucker today.
And our D-line can't stop the run right now. This
sure
is a
can't.
troubling game, but let's do our score prediction. I guess it's
so
my
for the
turn.
next 3 games, we're going to lose, right?
It's my turn to go first in the score prediction because you went first last week because you won the year before.
If Daniil Hunter is out for 3 games, that means we're going to lose 3 games, right?
Well, you know what? I'm going to predict a Viking victory again.
Hold on, let me get my pen and
notepad. You got the notepad out?
I do. Let me start a new page.
All right. Well, I am going to predict the Vikings.
You clog your art or what?
Yeah. I'm going to predict the Vikings beat the Colts next week in Indy by a final score of, I'll say 23-17.
Vikings 23, Colts 17.
I'll predict a little bit lower scoring game.
You heard it here
I'll predict
first.
a lot of running on both sides.
A lot of running.
Yeah, a lot of rushing the football.
Who is the Colts quarterback again?
Oh, Phillip Rivers.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he went from the Chargers to the Colts.
Oh boy. Now I've got a pick, and I'm gonna pick. Oh boy.
What say you, A-Train?
Man. Well, after watching what our defense couldn't do today, if they have a fairly potent offense, and our defense is as bad as it was today, giving up 40 fucking points, I don't think this is going to be a low-scoring game. I think it's going to be a borderline shootout as well. Speaking of which, border battle number 120 today, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Border battle 120.
I don't think Phillip Rivers is going to be dropping dimes like Rodgers did today, but
no,
that's just me.
Probably not, but I still don't really have much faith in, for sure, our run D.
Yeah.
And
the run D to me is a lot bigger worry than the corners are right now.
And I think we're going to address some things over the next week in practice, but boy, I don't have confidence that we're going to be holding people to fucking under 20 points really right now until Daniil's back.
All right, what you got for a prediction?
Let's say that I say that we can score. We just showed it today, even if it was half garbage time. We can score points. We average scoring 30 points a fucking game we have for the last 3 years.
Really? I didn't know Ed knows that high.
25 to 30.
Okay.
Get out of here.
All right.
Get out of my studio.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead. Score prediction.
I would say that the Vikings are going to put up. I'm going to say that we're going to put up 28 points.
Okay.
28 points. And that the Colts are going to put up. I want to be different enough from you, otherwise this game is pointless. We can't just have a very similar score every time, and then it's, by the string of your shoelaces. Let's say that the Colts put up I'm going to give them, I'm going to go 24.
28-24, Vikings win.
24, Vikings victory.
All right, sounds good.
How about that Dan Bailey kicking?
Well, they didn't miss a kick today, at least.
Correct. Hey, remember that when that was a worry? Are we
Yeah.
going to make the field
That's like the
goal?
one thing on our team that we're not worried about right now. Is
I haven't even
kicking.
thought about our kicker for like a year.
How
like our
crazy
kicking
is
and our
that?
punting. Yeah,
Well,
man.
it's 2020, everyone.
All right. We're at the 40-minute mark here. I suppose everybody Sunday, September, I almost said October. We're getting there soon enough. September 20th, time is flying. It's cooling off. I love it. Bye-bye, summer. You were fun, but it's time to move on to fall and pumpkin spice mochas. September 20th, 12 p.m. on your local Fox station. We go to Indianapolis and take on the Colts. Everybody tune in. Everybody cheer on from home because there are, again, no fans in the seats. So, yes, forget about game one. Let's focus on game two like the players are going to do. And, yeah, I think that's about it. So, everybody watch that game. Remember to check us out online. I'd like to thank you personally for listening to Odin's Den. The Hammer wants to thank you too, right, Hammer?
Yep. Thank you, everyone. Hammer out.
Wow, how ingenuous. Check us out on Facebook.
I was telling the truth.
We're on the Twitter, Twatter. We're on Instagram. OdinsDenPodcast.com. We got a classy little site over there where you can listen to the podcast right on the site. You can go to YouTube and listen to it wherever you want to listen. We probably are. Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes, all the major aggregators. Even small aggregators. But yeah, check us out online. We still got our merch there. Let's get cooking with Delvin Cook. Obviously, the Getting Diggy with it's a little bit out of sync now since he left. We got the Anthony Barr t-shirt over there. The I'm With Stupid t-shirt is a fan favorite. The Zim Reapers. Hopefully, we'll get that defense back in line so that shirt is more fitting. But yes, thank you for listening, everybody. Have a good rest of your September 13th week. We are recording this today on the day of the game. Have a good rest of your week, and we will see you, everybody, next week. Last words, Hammer?
Hammer out. Fuck the Packers.
Whoa! Have a good one, everybody.
Shouldn't that cheese be in your mouth, not on your head?
Thank you for listening to Odin's Den. Be sure to follow us on iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. Get all of the latest at OdinsDenPodcast.com. SKOLing!